Mike, Alex, congratulations. You've made it into the final round of this competition, which means that you're both one step closer to the title of Forged in Fire champion and a check for 10 grand. All you have to do now is recreate an iconic weapon from history. That weapon is the Horseman's axe. Used by mounted knights and armies, the Horseman's axe became the weapon of choice after body armor made swords less effective. The heavier axe with its concave blade allowed horsemen to strike more effective blows, using a sweeping overhead stroke that penetrated armor. Early depictions of medieval warfare shows the axe cleaving an opponent's helmet, delivering a fatal strike. In the film Sleepy Hollow, the headless horseman wields a horseman's axe. You're both talented bladesmiths. Show us $10,000 blades that you can be proud of. We'll see you in 5 days. Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck.
My name's Alex Ruiz, and I forge blades on nights and weekends. I used to make hammers and tongs for bladesmiths, and I got bit by the bug. Describe myself in 3 words: loves to forge. Got this big block of 4140. It's a really good impact steel. If anything's gonna hold up to hitting something, it's gonna be that 4140 head, 4140 body. I may have 5 days, but if the competition taught me anything, work fast, work diligently, in case I run into a last-minute issue. Getting that spread out another 1.5 inches to be past minimum is my biggest challenge. I'm cutting these little nubs in, hoping that I can open them up this way. Gotta add some width. This is not gonna become 5.5 or 6 inches. I'm gonna have to start over, but I'm keeping the spike. My plan now is to cut it right here, and I'm gonna forge weld this to this. I'm happy. I've got something that's solid, and it looks like an axe. I got the bell hook keened over. Now, need a heat treat. It's a tense moment. I'm gonna heat treat one section, and the other heat treat will make or break my edge, literally and figuratively. Oh, yeah. Now that the heat treat's done, I'm testing my weapon on a piece of sheet metal. I want to see what kind of damage it'll do. Nothing loose. It will bend.
My name is Mike Bailey. There is a lot of magic in bladesmithing. Metal came from space. This is the elements of the universe. Also, I get to play with fire and hit things. I mean, where else? My overall plan is to do a 2-piece head and then attach it separately to the handle. The hardest part of this weapon is going to be not being afraid to continue in fear of making some mistake. I can't have analysis paralysis. I can't analyze the problem to the point where I do nothing. Quenching the shaft, I used a torch because I thought I'd have a difficult time in the forge. I think it's hard. Next, I'm gonna peen in the belt hook. The belt hook doesn't fit snugly like I was hoping. The last thing I want to do is to weld it because it's a hard material and the extra heat from welding it can make the metal brittle. I'm adding the sassafras handle. It finishes beautifully. It's soft, it's relatively easy to work with. The handle's complete. Then I'm gonna start hacking my forest down. I'm scared to test it, but I have to see how it's gonna hold up. Goes right through it. I'd kind of like to keep it around. I think it'd be real handy around here.
Bladesmiths, this is the kill test. The Horseman's axe, it's actually 2 weapons in one. It's got an edge that can lacerate and chop, and a spike that can penetrate and crush bones. To see what kind of lethal damage your axe will do, I will take your Horseman's axe and deliver lethal blows on this ballistics dummy. Mike, you're up first. You ready?
Yes, I am.
As you can see, I'm recovering from an injury. So one of my students will have the satisfaction of testing your weapon.
tendency to roll.
Well, Mike, let's talk about your weapon. Your edge over here is sharp. It lacerated deep into the bowels right here. Your spike definitely caved in all the way into the chest and straight into the heart. The only issue we have is that your handle is a little bit on the rounded side, so there is a tendency to slightly roll. But overall, your weapon will kill.
Thank you.
Alex, you're up next. You ready?
Yes.
Let's do this.
All right. I'm pretty proud of what I created. It's just a little heavy, and that's a bit of a concern going in. Sweet.
Alex, your weapon here is a little bit on the heavy side. But you know what? It is well balanced. The edge of your blade here cut deep into chest cavity, and it broke the bones. Your spike here right into the heart. And of course, on the swing, it pretty much just disemboweled the dummy right there. Your weapon will kill.
Yes, thank you.
Next up is a strength test. Jake?
Now, we know ice can be very brutal on an edge, so I'm going to take your Horseman's axes and repeatedly strike into these large blocks of ice to see how well they hold up. Mike, you're up first. You ready?
Yes, I am.
Well, Mike, unfortunately, we had a serious failure on your axe with this weld point in the junction of the belt hook. Now, Alex, you still have to pass this test. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. There's only one thing standing between me and a $10,000 check, and it's really big, and it's made of ice.
Alex, your Horseman's axe did quite a job on that ice. Everything's still tight. Your edge is still razor sharp.
Thank you.
So, all in all, very nicely done.
Bladesmiths, our weapons tests here are designed to be exceptionally brutal in order to set your weapons apart from one another. Mike, your blade did not survive our strength test. For that reason, I have to ask you to please leave the forge.
Okay. I am disappointed, but when I go home, I'm going to have a smile on my face. Forged and Fired has risen me from the dead somehow. I will take this forward with me for the rest of my life.
Alex, congratulations. You are the Forged and Fire champion and will be receiving a check for $10,000. Good job.
It's surreal. It's really surreal.
Well, come on over here and shake our hand.
Oh, wow. I can't really fathom that I've won. Like, I won. Definitely tops everything else I've ever done. Being the Forge and Fire champion just shows I've applied what I've always tried to teach others. Never stop learning.